Thoughts from my room. These thoughts have been on my mind off and on for a long time. Some of you may have heard them before in class or wherever else I've bumped into, but I thought I'd share them here in this format. Quite a number of years ago, I believe I was in college, that's how long ago it was, I read a young adult fantasy series of 5 books, which I really enjoyed. Any of you who know me know I love fantasy. And I enjoyed the books very much, but I was frustrated by the ending of that particular series. You see, the ending did not end with good conquering evil. Although there was, as in much fantasy, a struggle of good versus evil throughout the 5 volumes, good did not conquer evil in the end. It simply was able to bring things back into balance so that there was a balance between good and evil instead of evil having the upper hand. That's frustrating to me because I don't want there to be a balance between good and evil. I want good to win. I don't want a balance between life and death. I want life to win. I don't want a balance between peace and war. I want peace to win. I don't want a balance between health and sickness. I want health to win. And you can go on contrasting those things. But I don't want there to be a balance. I want good to win in the end. I understand that in our world, in its current state, both good and evil exist. I understand that there's a conflict between good and evil, and that we as humans are stuck in the middle of it, that we participate in it, as well as being victims of it. Sometimes we victimize ourselves. I understand all that. But I don't want there to be a balance. I want good to win. Which leads me to the idea of the yin-yang, which you see in a lot of, well, you see it all over the place nowadays. It comes from East Asian worldview and thoughts. I don't know specifically which one, but it does come from there originally, and it's now seen a lot in the United States as well, as a symbol and as a part of a belief system that people have adopted and part of how they view the world. And in that, we see, in that symbol, a balance between good and evil. And it, from what I've been told, it represents a little bit of good in every evil and a little bit of evil in every good, which currently in our world, in many cases, does seem to be the truth. But I do see some issues with that perspective. First of all, I believe that there is such a thing as pure good with no evil in it at all, and that would be God. Therefore, I also believe that good comes before evil, both in existence as a thing and as a concept. I think good has to come first. I know a lot of people will say, well, you can't have good without evil and you can't have evil without good. I agree that you cannot have evil without good, but I disagree with the other, and I'll explain why. And it ties into this good coming first. Good, by definition, is a standard. Evil or bad, by definition, is a deviation from that standard. Let's not talk about morality first. Let's talk about burgers. If you are eating a hamburger at your favorite restaurant. You say, this is a good burger. Then you go somewhere else the next week, someplace maybe you haven't been before, and you eat another burger because you're in the mood for a burger. And you say, this is not a good burger. This is a bad burger. And you might even tell other people not to go to that restaurant because their burgers are bad. Now, why do you say that the second one is a bad burger? Now, if we could get into the details of how well it's cooked or what's on it or what kind of bun they use or whether it's venison or whether it's beef or whether it's armadillo or, whatever it happens to be. But underlying all that is that you have a standard for what a good burger is. And anything that deviates from that standard, you consider to be not good or a bad burger. And the same works with a lot of your preferences. Now notice I'm still not talking about morality, I'm talking about preferences. And so we say this place has good burgers, this place has bad burgers. You cannot have the idea of a bad burger without having the idea or concept of a good burger. If you have never eaten a burger before, you will not eat a burger and say that is a bad burger, because you have nothing to compare it with. You have no standard. Now you may say you don't like it, but you will unlikely say that's a bad burger because you have not experienced or you don't have any standard by which to judge your first burger. Conceptually, on a scale larger than burgers, good must pre-exist evil. It must pre-exist bad because by very definition, bad is a deviation from a standard. And we consider that standard to be good. It's part of the definition. So you cannot have evil without having good, since evil by definition is a deviant. But you can have good without evil because good is a standard, not a deviation from something. Therefore, I believe that good pre-exists evil, and that in the end, good will win. Good will conquer. And as a Christian, I believe that that happens in a personal way, but I won't get into that right now. Thanks for listening. Hope it encouraged you.